Okay, here we go. I'm Kelly. I'm Leigh Crane-Freeman
And I'm Kelly Test.
at Kelly Manon.
Kelly Manon Test.
Yeah, and we're going to talk to you about deer hunting in 2019.
I am here in what I like to call the pump jack stand. I got here a little before 6. I'm scanning for deer. It's a beautiful evening. I love listening to the cottonwood leaves rustle in the wind.
I like also getting up early in the morning. Kelly lives about 22 miles from me, and she'll show up at like anywhere from 5:30 to 6 in the morning. We get coffee, and then when we get out of the truck and we go to where we're going, it's cold.
Oh yeah, and we see our breath. Well, I mean, there were a lot of mornings that you just walk into your breath as you're breathing, and I don't know, it's just kind of invigorating.
It's really invigorating, and a lot of times the night will be clear, but the stars, you can see the stars.
Oh yeah,
And it's fun.
it's not all about shooting a deer. It's about being out there and just watching them and observing their habits and what they do.
And not just the deer.
One night I climbed up into the tree stand and I was just observing, looking around, and I look just down to my right, and about 3 feet from me was a porcupine, snoozing because they are nocturnal, and he wasn't awake for the evening yet. He very politely shifted around me, went down the tree, and took off across to get some corn.
once we decided to do this and then we started doing it, that camera that we're looking into was, it's a learning curve. So this is the first time I've used this camera and I dropped it from 17 feet. I've got to get this camera up in the stand and get it, attached up in the stand. And this is my first time to use this piece of equipment, this camera up in this deer stand. Hopefully be able to hunt and to film this thing at the same time so you can see how fun it is. And I would have to pick the day when it's really cold because it's real hard to use your fingers on these little buttons and stuff when it's cold. Are you filming? Because that deal's not open. See what I mean? It drives you crazy when you're trying to do all that crap in a tree. You know what I'm saying? Yep.
Well, we'll be all right. We're going to go hunt. We're going to go find her. This arrow is really bloody.
I'm going to give you about 30 minutes, and then I'm going to call you and see if you found it.
Well, okay, but don't plan on getting us. We're going to be in the river bottom. We've called in reinforcements. This is Kelly, and my husband and my brother-in-law and another hunting friend of theirs have come out to help us try to find this deer.
And I've got my bow in my hand, but I don't have an arrow. Yeah. And I looked, and here comes that son of a bitch. And I thought, okay, so I got the arrow. Of course, you're laying on the ground. I can't, so I have to shoot at him like this, with the bow about like that right there. Yeah.
It was one of those mornings that I came out really early and joined her. We went to the deer dominium. And we were just settling in. I heard the leaves crunching, but there was a plethora of does underneath the stand, and they were all feeding and sometimes pawing at each other and fighting. And she said, "That's a big doe," and she pointed down, and we had to shift. We had to trade places, and I stepped over to the window, and I thought, okay, she wants me to shoot this doe, so I'm going to shoot this doe.
No, I didn't think that at all. I thought you might want to shoot the doe.
I did. I thought
you didn't shoot that doe because you wanted to shoot.
Oh
the doe?
no! See, I didn't.
You didn't want to shoot that doe?
Well, sure, I wanted to shoot it, but I didn't want to shoot a deer before you shot one. But anyway, she was just there, and I thought, okay, I'm going to shoot her. She ducked and turned and went out and made a big circle around.
And you could see the arrow.
And I could see the arrow. The arrow was flopping, and so I knew that it had gone all the way through her. And I told Leigh, I said, but I've got to keep an eye on her. I've got to keep an eye on her. I saw her doing the backing up. I mean, they try to get away from that, either away from the arrow or away from the injury. I visualized a specific branch that was sticking up off of the log. So I didn't really even go to the blood trail until after we had found her. I went straight to where I had seen her last. Blood. Look at all the blood. This is exciting. She just hunkered up and was backing up, trying to get away from the wound, I guess. But
Oh yeah, man, you.
I don't want to do a shot of this blood because there's bubbles in it. Big bubbles.
Yeah.
Big bubbles.
Oh man, you really blessed her.
God, she's huge. Is she not big?
Yeah, she's big.
Wow. Wow. I don't know, Leigh, if we can get her by ourselves or not.
Yeah, I think we can try.
Okay. All right. Got the front end up there. Let's see what the back end. Let's see. You got her?
Yeah.
Kinda? Sorta? Okay.
I'm gonna get in here. Oh wait, let me get my hand out. Ready?
There we go. Perfect. Oh gosh, look how much lower that is. Aren't we determined?
Well,
Serious.
this is fun to me.
Yeah.
It's not a big deal. And I know we can do it. You all right?
Yes. Here we go.
You know what we might do? Let me try it one more time. Go.
Oh, hold on. I wasn't ready.
Wait.
Oh, shit.
Okay.
Okay.
Go.
You tell me.
Go.
There she goes. All right. Good job, thanks.
All right.
Man. God, she's heavy. Ready? You're still working hard. Oh.
Camera got it. Well, now, when you know, I'd like maybe forget to turn it on or something. So.
No, you didn't. I'm gonna bet you got it.
It was the week before Christmas. My son had a bunch of kids down, and Kelli couldn't go for some reason, and so I went out and went hunting early in the morning.
It's a good deal, Mama.
They were at our feed yard helping my husband that morning, but I was thinking, if I get this deer, and it was bigger than the doe, if I get this deer, and Kelly's not with me, then I can get those boys when they get through working, and we can load this deer up.
She had free help that day.
Well, you know, and I always tell Kelly, we got to count the cost.
Yes, we do.
Because when you hit a deer, that's just the beginning. Then you got to find the deer, then you got to get the deer loaded, then you got to gut the deer, then you got to process the deer, and I mean it's work. Anyway, I saw this deer and I watched him for quite a while, and then I shot him. Man, he took off and he went about, I don't know, like maybe 35 or 40 yards in an arc, way out there, just an arc, like it was
just like mine had done.
Yeah, an
big
arc.
circle.
And then, but he went the opposite direction. He
Yes.
went out south instead of north, and he made this arc, and he was hauling.
Yeah, he's probably over 200. We'll still drift one.
Well, that was easy. Is there anything else we want to say in this about the 2019 deer hunt? Where would you say it ranks in the years that we've been deer hunting?
In the years that, I'd say it's at the top, because we both got,
Well, we both
I mean,
always
we've
got
both
a
gotten deer
every year.
every year, but
But
I don't know.
There was something special about this year.
Part of maybe the deer dominium.
And when it got cold, we weren't just suffering so.
Yeah.
We were in a sheltered environment
Right.
and one that had plenty of room, and we weren't hanging out of a tree and all that kind of stuff.
Well, and we were together where we could
Oh, yeah.
visit.
Yeah, that was
and,
it.
And listen, and I mean, both of us watching with our binoculars. And, I mean, that allowed us to hunt together.
Yeah.
Not just at the same time, but together in the same environment.
Yeah, well put, well put.
Hey,